Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Welcome back for another video, man. Today's the day where I finally complete my gunsmith series here for Modern Warfare, and that's here with bringing you guys my marksman rifle class setups. There's a brand new marksman rifle known as the R700. It has a whole different name in the game, but it's known as the R700. So I decided it was the best time to showcase the rest of my marksman rifle setups. You guys know there's two different ways you guys can run them. There's using them as snipers or running them aggressively. So I gave you guys two different class setups for each one of these marksman rifles. You know, using the best attachments in my opinion based on how you guys want to run them. Like I said, it's the end of my the end of my gunsmith series. So any gunsmith series videos you guys get on from this point on are going to be based on the DLC weapons that they downloaded. I did the ASVAL yesterday, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Got a few class setups from there and benefited from that. But like I said, that's pretty much it for my gunsmith series. I'm glad I finally get to show you guys each and every one of my best class setups for each and every one of these guns here in this game called Modern Warfare. And like I said, this is my favorite part about this game is the gunsmith, so I had a lot of fun. You guys know I'm more big on Apex, so it took me a while to get all of these videos out. It took me like, what, 3 seasons probably, so I apologize for that. But I hope you guys can benefit from either one of these class setups that I show you guys today, and have some fun with those secret variants that I also displayed later on in the video. And you know, have some fun out there in Warzone. But with that being said, these are my best class setups for my marksman rifles, depending on how you guys want to run them, aggressively or as sniper rifles. I used to run them as sniper rifles. I was very big on that when Warzone first came out. But like I said, man, either way, I hope you guys benefit from this video in some way or another, and try out multiple class setups that I'm showing you guys here today. You know, fill up that comment section. I don't get enough comments. I don't even get any comments at all, but it is what it is. Either way, thanks for those that stick around and watch this video. I don't expect you guys to watch the entire video, so make sure you guys go down to the comment section, look down at the I pinned down the timestamps and all that stuff, so if you guys want to go to a specific class setup, you guys can definitely do that. But anyways, with that being said, man, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Instead of running my marksman rifles, guys, I tend to run them a lot like sniper rifles. That's how I used to run them. I don't run my marksman rifles anymore. I'm a big HDR guy. There's a brand new marksman rifle. It's very overpowered. It might take over my HDR spot, but I can't say that just yet. I haven't really experienced with it too much by far. But like I said, I run them like marksman rifle. Like sniper rifles, you know. And that's gonna be the longest barrel, the monolithic suppressor, a variable zoom scope, the precision comb. The stocks on all my marksman rifles are gonna be the stocks with aiming stability. Typically I'd run a tac laser on them, but for the SKS as well as the EBR, I use a Ranger foregrip due to the fact that their shots are a lot more not consistent. They're it's more back to back. You don't have like an action lever. It's not lever action. It's not bolt action. It is pretty much just a fully quick on semi-automatic rifle. So therefore, I go with the Ranger foregrip to help control that recoil control with that bounce that you get from it. If you wanted to run them aggressively, I would honestly always go with the higher magazine if that is an option. Drop the optic, go with the VOK or any optic of your choice, and then with the stocks, I would drop the aiming stability stock and go on with ADS speed, or drop the stock completely and go with the tac laser when running my marksman rifles aggressively. But you know, like I said, drop that, go with a tac laser. Either way is fine, but for the most part, you're gonna drop your optic, go with a smaller optic with smaller zoom level, and then you're gonna go with the ADS speed stock, and then add a extra ammunition if that is an option. If not, if there is no ammunition option, typically would go with the stipple grip tape. But that's how I run them when it comes to running them aggressively. But for the most part, guys, like I said, man, I used to run them like sniper rifles, so that is what for the most part is going to be showing you guys for today, man. This is how I run my EBR here. Now when it comes to MK2 carbine, like I said, man, I usually go with the tac laser, but for the SKS and the EBR, I run that Ranger foregrip, and plus it gives you that option. This here is the lever action, so we're going to go with the monolithic suppressor, the 24-inch factory barrel being the longest one. The longest barrel is always going to give you damage range, bullet velocity, and in some cases recoil control. Now for the stock here, we got the cartridge sleeve. This gives you aiming stability as well as the MK2 precision comb. The reason why I go with the cartridge sleeve is because it allows you to carry 6 additional rounds, so you benefit from that. It's almost like running the fully loaded perk damn near. If I was to run this aggressively, you guys, again, like I said, drop the optic, go with the optic of your choice, VOK or any other optic that you guys prefer to run. Drop the stock for the aiming stability and go with the stock with the ADS speed. Keep the tac laser if you want. In this case, I typically would probably run it this way with the stipple grip tape, or if you want to be a lot more aggressive, go with the MK2 Sport Comb, which gives you ADS speed as well as the stipple grip tape. And this is how I run it with a GI Mini Reflex, whatever optic, like I said, man. That's how I run the MK2 carbine in an aggressive manner. Car 98K, very similar loadout. It's going to give you the monolithic suppressor, the longest barrel, giving you all that stuff that I mentioned earlier, 27.6 inch barrel. The variable zoom scope, giving you 2 different zoom levels, so you can be aggressive at medium to long range. The STVOL, precision comb, is going to be the aiming stability stock. The tack laser is going to give you ADS speed. It's going to take all that penalty you're getting from all these heavier attachments. It's going to give you aiming stability as well. So if you guys wanted to run this very aggressively, this is how I run it, because I'm, if I'm using them as sniper rifles, I'm not going to be engaging you very quickly. I'm going to be taking my time. Therefore, I'm not worried about ADS. But the attack laser does give you benefits from there. The underbarrel, all you get in this underbarrel is going to be the bipod. That's not necessary unless that's what you want. But if I was to run this aggressively again, drop the optic, go with the optic of your choice, VOK or whichever one, I mean your reflex. Go with the sport comb stock, I mean the ADS-B with the tack laser, or you can drop that laser and go with the stipple grip tape to be just much more aggressive, or drop the stock, go with a tack laser. And this is how to run it if I was to run it aggressively. Now, for the crossbow, you guys, this one I have a very stern way of running it. No one's gonna use this in Warzone. If you're using this in Warzone, well then kudos to you. But yeah, no, it's not something you're gonna see me run. But this is how I would run it if I was to run a crossbow. And the reason why I would run it this way is because I found a loadout that's specifically gonna find a use for in Warzone. Like in this case, we're gonna go to bolt velocity, the damage range and bolt velocity, thunder 200 lb arms, the tack laser for the ADS speed benefits due to the fact we're running all these heavier attachments, the XRK range master, which is going to give you 2 different zoom levels, basically a variable zoom scope. And then the very most important thing in this loadout is going to be the F-Tac Fury 20-inch bolts, and that's because these are the timed explosive tips. The only reason why I would highly suggest you guys run this is because you're not always going to hit your shots with the crossbow, and if you're not giving them some pressure with this crossbow, they're gonna kill you. So the reason for these timed explosive tips is because if you miss your shot, and let's say they're in a room, you missed your shot, it's gonna stick next to them, and they're still gonna have to either choose to fully send you and kill you, or back away from it before taking any further damage. And if you've done some damage to them already, then they're most likely gonna run away from that explosive tip. So it's gonna send them under pressure. And on top of that, you can stick this on vehicles and it's gonna blow them up or disable the vehicle. So this is how I'd run my crossbow, guys. If you're running a crossbow in Warzone, kudos to you. I wouldn't do it, but if I was to, I would use it this way, just so I can benefit from its use in certain different situations. Now for the SKS, you guys, like I said, I run it similar to the EBR. We got the longest barrel, the monolithic suppressor for that sound suppression, damage range, bullet velocity, all that good stuff. The variable zoom scope for that 2 different zoom level. And then we got the SKS rifle stock, giving us aim and stability, and in this case some aim walking steadiness. Then we got the range of foregrip due to the fact that this is a higher fire rate compared to the other marksman rifles. It's not bow action, it's not lever action. So yeah, you can definitely do the range of foregrip just to control that recoil, or go with the tack laser if that's something you want to do, or add a 30 round magazine. If I was to run this in a bit more aggressive manner, obviously I'd go with the 30 round magazine. You can even go with the 10 round magazine, guys. It's totally up to you. It's gonna give you 80 SP, so that's, this is totally up to you guys. This is, you want to be very aggressive 10 round magazine, but for the most part 30 round magazine. Then you drop the stock of aiming stability, and you always go with the ADS speed. In this case, you only got the sawed off, so you get to be that much more aggressive. And then the optic, you can go with the iron sight, or you guys can go with the GI mini reflex or a VOK. And this is how I was to run it if it was very aggressively mannered. In other words, I can run it this way if I want to be even more aggressive. This is how to run it in baby solos if I was to run an SKS in very aggressive manner. But like I said, man, there's definitely many things you guys can do with the SKS. But for the most part, guys, like, I run these as sniper rifles. I don't really mess around with that aggressive stuff when it comes to my marksman rifles. So that's how I run my SKS, you guys. Nothing too different compared to the other ones. Now the next sniper rifle we have is the new sniper rifle, and this one we're gonna go with the SPR 26-inch, the monolithic suppressor. The ammunition is very important. The 338 like the pool of mags, we're gonna go with that. The optic, we're gonna go with the variable zoom scope. Now in this case, you can go with the aim stability stock of the XRK. See, this one gives you very different options. You can go to ZLR SPR Overseer, which gives you aiming stability as well as recoil control. So it's going to be max stability. And then you got the XRK SP Tag 208 Ultimate stock, which gives you 80 speed as well as aiming stability. So if you know, if it's too much or too slow for you, you can definitely go with that. I'd probably go with this, to be honest. It's probably what I'm gonna end up going with, to be real with you guys. But yeah, this is probably for the most part how to run my SPR 208. If I want to be a little bit more aggressive, I'd go with that. But if I was to run this like really aggressive, I'd probably stick with the 338s just because that's, you know, the strongest you guys can do. Probably drop the optic, the stock. Probably go with the rechambering speed, and then the iron sight or a VLK. Probably do it this way. There's many things you guys can do with the SPR 208 if you guys want to run it aggressively. You can run it this way. You can drop the bolt assembly, go with this one, or you can go with this stock, which is going to be very more aggressive: sprint to fire speed, aim walking movement speed, aim down sight speed. Definitely run it this way, or drop the optic and go with the Sloan KR600 feather. So there's many things you guys can do with this one to run it aggressively, but for the most part it's a very strong sniper rifle, so that's typically what everybody's going to be running it as. A lot of people are doing it this way. Me personally, I prefer this, just because if I'm sniping, I'm actually going to be sniping you. I'm not a big quick scoper when it comes to Warzone and multiplayer, for sure, definitely, but for the most part, this is how I'd be most likely going to tend to run my SPR 208 in Warzone. And that's how I run my marksman rifles, you guys. Definitely try them out, and I'll get to the secret weapons very soon as well. Alright guys, this is a bonus SPR 208 class setup, and I decided to add this one in because this one has a monolithic integral suppressor barrel. It's called the XRK 208 Dragoon, and in my opinion, for the SMGs, they tend to be a lot more viable than going with the longest barrel or using a simple monolithic suppressor on a standard stock barrel. So and at the end of the day, I decided, hey, this might be a bit more, this might be viable. So it's a XRK 208 Dragoon. It's a heavy duty integrated suppressor with a monolithic core, increases muzzle velocity while maintaining a low sound signature. So it's basically going to save you a muzzle attachment, which would be the monolithic suppressor, which comes already integrated into this barrel. The only difference between this barrel and the longest barrel that I would technically feel more comfortable going with is it doesn't have damage range or recoil control. It does have that bullet velocity, but it doesn't have recoil control or damage range, and recoil control would not be too much of a problem on a marksman rifle. Just like on a sniper rifle, it wouldn't be too much of a problem as it would be on AR or SMG or LMG. Considering it is a bolt action marksman rifle, it should not be a problem. Although you do lose a bit damage range, you guys get that from the 338 Lapua Mag 5-round magazine. It gives you bullet velocity, damage range, and extra damage on top of that. So I feel like that kind of counteracts the fact that we're missing our extra damage range here. Then we have the variable zoom scope, obviously for that sniper's engagement. Then we got the ZLR SPR Overseer stock, giving you aiming stability and recoil control that you lose out on this barrel. So, and then we got attack laser, which gives us 80 speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. You can definitely take that out and go with any of these, or bolt assembly of your choice. Maybe the rechamber speed, that's totally up to you guys, or a perk, that's totally up to you guys as well. But I personally feel on the bottom left, statistically speaking, on the bottom left, they damn near add up to the standard loadout of the longest barrel and the monolithic suppressor. Tests haven't been done by any other content creators. I haven't personally tested them out myself, but I feel like this could possibly be a viable class setup, and you know, why not give it a shot, you guys. But you guys know how I would definitely run it would be with the longest barrel and the monolithic suppressor. But I'm definitely gonna be giving this a try as well. But yeah. The secret variants, you guys, for the EBR, we have the M14. To make the M14, you literally just add the Forge Attack Precision 22-inch barrel and a 20-round magazine, and that's your M14. If I was to run this in Warzone, obviously I'd slap on a monolithic suppressor, maybe attack laser, and optic of my choice. or probably drop the laser and go with an underbarrel and an optic. Either way is fine. Another secret weapon I was able to find is the M21 SWS EBR, and that's with the Forge Tac Precision 22-inch barrel, a bipod, a 20-round magazine, variable zoom scope, along with the FSS Raider Chassis Elite. If I was to run this in Warzone, I'd probably leave it as is, probably wouldn't change a single thing on it. Then we got the MK14, and to make the MK14, it's literally the same thing as the one we just seen, except you don't use the longest barrel, you go with the stock barrel and go with the muzzle brake. Everything else pretty much stays the same. If I was to run this in Warzone, I'd probably drop the muzzle brake and go with the monolithic suppressor, and that'd probably be the only thing I changed. Then the last secret weapon that I was able to find for the EBR is one I decided to create and make on my own. If you guys are familiar with Apex Legends, you guys know what the G7 is. This here is the stock G7. If I was to make this what you would consider a golden G7, I'd probably drop the barrel, because the Forge Tech lead barrel, just for the ADS speed that comes with the G7. You drop that, you have the same length that go with the monolithic suppressor, which would technically be your golden stabilizer. And then I drop the sleight of hand and then go with an optic of my choice. And that would probably either be the Scout Combat, but you know, I don't really use that one, so it'd probably be the PBX or the VLK optic. And this is how I'd run my, what I would call the G7 here in Modern Warfare. But for the most part, you guys want the standard G7 stock, and how it would technically be in game without adding other attachments to it. And this is your G7. I just one I had fun with, you guys. It's not really a secret weapon, but you know, I'm a big Apex Legends fan, and I was able to find that out. And that's for the EBR. Now for the next one, we got the MK2 carbine. We don't really have a secret weapon for this, you guys, but you guys know it's a very old Western cowboy kind of rifle, and therefore, just to make it a little bit more of a Western look, we give it that cartridge sleeve, sleight of hand, stipple grip tape, and a variable zoom scope. This is really a secret weapon, you guys. This is something I decided to throw in there for the MK2 carbine. Nothing too exciting at all. Now we have the Car 98 A, and the Car 98A is literally the Car 98K. Before they designed the Car 98K, they had what they called the Car 98A, and that was basically a Car 98K but with a short barrel, which is basically, in this case, would be the 21-inch barrel, and that's literally the only difference. This is a Car 98A just simply by having a short barrel. If I was to run it in Warzone, obviously I'd add all the same attachments that I would run on my Car 98K, and that'd basically be like this, you guys. You know, it'd be something like this. You know, it'd be a Car 98A, and in this case, it wouldn't. In this case, it still gives you all this stuff. You know, bullet velocity, all that stuff. If you drop this, it's gonna extend it, so you do need that 21-inch barrel. It's still gonna give you damage, bullet velocity, and recoil control, so it still could be highly viable, depending on you guys. Obviously, you always want to go with the longest barrel, but the Car 98A is literally the Car 98K, but with a short barrel. So that's pretty much it for the Car 98. That's all I was able to find for that. Now for the crossbow, there's nothing. And then for the SKS, we actually have quite a few. Let's start off with the original SKS, and that's pretty much going to be just the F-Tac landmark barrel, the SKS rifle stock, and this to me is what I would call the original classic SKS. If I was running in Warzone, I obviously go with the monolithic suppressor, a 30-round magazine, and an optic of my choice, or a tac laser if I wanted to run it with iron sights. That's the original SKS. And we have the M5966, which is basically the Bay of Pigs. If you guys know the Bay of Pigs blueprint, it's pretty much what the M5966 is. You take off the fully loaded one, and if I was to run this in Warzone, it simply would add a monolithic suppressor, and this is how I'd run the M5966 in Warzone. But you know, this is pretty much just the Bay of Pigs variant. That's pretty much how you make the M5966. It's also considered a classic SKS rifle in some way as well. Then we also have the FAB Defense SKS rifle, and that's basically the main important key attachment to this is going to be the F-Tac Hunter Scout. Take that off, it gives the look away, so you definitely want to keep that Hunter Scout, the variable zoom scope, attack laser, and a commando foregrip. If I was to run this in Warzone, I would just simply slap on a monolithic suppressor. If I really wanted to, I can drop a tac laser and go with the longest barrel. But yeah, this is your FAB Defense SKS rifle. one secret variant that I forgot to almost share with you guys is the SKS Paratrooper, and that's basically in the name, you guys. Obviously, you're gonna go with the 16-inch FSS Paratrooper barrel, along with the SKS rifle stock, and that's pretty much your SKS Paratrooper. It's just basically a short-barreled version of the SKS. And then if I also run this in Warzone, obviously go with the monolithic suppressor, a 30-round magazine, and a tag laser or an optic of my choice, depending on how I want to run that. But that's basically just your SKS Paratrooper. Like I said, it's just their SKS, classic SKS, but with the shortened barreled. And yeah, that's your SKS Paratrooper. I mean, for the new marksman rifle, to make the R700, which is the original R700 that everybody's saying this gun is pretty much is, it's not completely there. But if you wanted to make this R700, you go with the SPR 26-inch barrel, the Solo Zero SPR 28mm optic, go with the 338 Lapua Mag 5-round magazine, along with the Sloan KR 600 Feather, which is that rechambering speed attachment, along with the sleight of hand. The sleight of hand is optional, so if I was to run this in Warzone, drop that perk, go with the monolithic suppressor. And this is going to be an outstanding class setup as well. This is the R700, or what people are considering to be the R700. Another class setup we have for it is the Para Magpul Pro 700, Magpul 700 Pro, something like that. And to make this, you basically go with the longest barrel, the SPR 26-inch, the lightweight suppressor. And again, if I was running some Warzone, I'd probably take that lightweight suppressor and go with the monolithic one instead. The Solo Zero SPR 28mm optic, the FSS Virtuoso Pro stock, which basically makes it the Magpul Pro. Then we got the bipod, and that's how you make the Magpul Pro 700 PRC. And then we have the PCR enhanced, and that's basically going to be the ZLR Vera Twist 9.6-inch barrel, tac laser, variable zoom scope, the XRK SP Tac Toy Ultimate stock, and a 10-round magazine. If I also run this in Warzone, I'll probably just take the tac laser off and go with the monolithic suppressor. And that's pretty much the PCR enhanced. Now we also have the R700 VTR, and basically this is going to be the SPR 26-inch barrel, a bipod, and the ZLR SPR Overseer stock. And then you guys obviously can add an optic of your choice and a monolithic suppressor if you were to be running that in Warzone. And then one more for that new marksman rifle. I can't remember what this was called, but this is basically like a sniper pistol version of it. The stock, this is the correct stock, although the only difference you would want for this is either a no stock, or for that stock to be more closer to the rear grip, kind of close that stock in a sense, and then the rest would basically be the same. It's basically a short barreled version of the, I don't know, I just can't remember the name at this moment. You guys, obviously on screen I will have it on there for you guys to see. But this is basically supposed to be a sniper pistol, either with the no stock or that stock just shortened up a bit, and pretty much everything would remain the same. And that's pretty much all I was able to find for this sniper rifle anyways. And that's it. I hope you guys you know, try out some of these class setups. Let me know which one was your favorite or your least favorite. If I'm missing a secret variant that you guys know about that I didn't showcase here, any suggestions you guys would think to share with me that I should try out when running my marksman rifles. But for the most part, guys, I hope you guys take something from this video and have fun out there in Warzone. But with that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like and subscribe. Timestamps will be down in the comment section below to make it easy for you guys. I don't expect you guys to watch the whole video, but if you did, I appreciate you guys, man. If you guys liked it, like I said, drop a like, drop a comment down below, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.